Hello Embers, welcome to the channel, Final Flame here, and today I want to talk to you guys about Dendro and what it's going to mean for future Pyro characters. Now, first things first, I am not going to talk about whatever this reaction is where you use the Bloom Seed that was shown to us in Sumeru. I call it Boom Boom Bakuden, but since I do not have enough information to cover that, I will not be talking about it until Sumeru probably drops. But today we will be talking about burning. So just a quick crash course on burning for those of you who don't know how it works. Burning is an elemental reaction triggered by applying Dendro on a target already afflicted by a Pyro aura or vice versa. Burning deals Pyro damage every 0.25 seconds, and this damage does not stagger. The burning damage will apply 2 U's of Pyro in a small AoE around the burning object or person. The small AoE of the burning reaction can apply Pyro to nearby objects or characters afflicted with Dendro. Spreading the burning reaction, unlike Swirl, the AoE Pyro application of burning also includes the object or person being burnt and refreshes the Pyro aura on them. This effectively means that burning is self-sustaining as long as enough Dendro aura is applied. Additionally, the decay rate of Dendro aura while burning is the sum of the natural decay rate of the Pyro aura and Dendro aura. And transformative reactions cannot crit and scale off of EM and character level, just to keep that in mind. So, since I believe in showing and telling, I decided to get this really quick showcase for you guys with a Bennett that is 54 EM versus a Bennett that is 546 EM. As you can see, the Bennett on the left is only doing 461 damage per tick for the burning, while the Bennett on the right is doing 1,294 damage per tick for the burning. So it really does go to show that EM does affect your burning damage as well as character level, but I couldn't show that since my Bennett's already level 90. So, some of you might be wondering, okay, does this mean I need to build my Pyro characters in the future as EM bots in order to increase my burning damage? Honestly, the answer is no. If you remember the quick explanation I gave you guys, whenever you do the burning reaction, it reapplies the Pyro aura. This means that as long as you can keep applying Dendro fast enough before the aura runs out, you don't have to apply Pyro anymore, which means that Dendro will be the element triggering the reaction due to the Pyro aura already always being on your enemy. And this is probably going to be what a lot of people do in the future for burning team comps. Like, let's say, for example, you have Koli on your team. So now you don't have to build EM on your Klee or your Hu Tao. Instead, you can make Koli into an insane EM bot and drop the Dendro on an enemy whenever you need the burning reaction, and you just literally keep stoking the fire with Dendro. So it's going to be pretty dope. And this also means that Sucrose is going to be pretty good for the teams too, due to the fact that Sucrose can not only give EM to Koli, so that means Koli will be doing more burning damage as long as she's supplying the Dendro, but Sucrose with the VV set can also shred Pyro resistance, and burning is Pyro damage. So your Nemo characters actually might have a place in burning, especially since Pyro is the #1 source that is usually swirled out of the 4 elements that can be swirled. Now I just want to share my thoughts real quick on which characters are going to benefit from burning the most. So first off is Amber. In the case of Amber, honestly, I really just want to play her with Cole, so she better be good with burning. But I do feel like Amber being in such a low place meta-wise, she honestly only really benefits from having burning as an option, not to mention she has some of the fastest Pyro application off of her elemental burst. So you can definitely make sure that Amber is going to be the one, you know, not triggering. In the case of Xiangling, it really does help her AoE damage quite a bit more due to the fact that burning can not only, you know, do damage over time, but it can spread to other enemies once the reaction occurs. So I feel like she's definitely going to benefit in that aspect if you're dealing with more mobs. But when you're dealing more single target, melt/vaporize, or, you know, even just the typical national team is still going to be her go-to. As for Bennett, Bennett's really just a support. So honestly, I don't think Bennett really cares because that's not his main goal on a team. Sure, he can apply Pyro and then you can just keep stoking the flames with the Dendro, but Bennett's really just there to help drive that damage home and make you hit like a truck. So Bennett, in my opinion, is really indifferent on if he's burning or vaporizing or anything. Next up is Xinyan, and in her case, I feel like she doesn't really care due to the fact that she's more focused on physical damage and being a physical support. She can be a physical support, she can be a physical carry. She's more focused on, hey, are you gonna drop some superconduct so I can do my job? Yeah. At the end of the day, she can still, you know, benefit from it, especially since she's not doing the most reaction damage from her scaling, especially on the pyro aspects of her damage. Next up is Yanfei. In my opinion, burning is going to be pretty good for her. Now, she doesn't have the issue that Klee has, where she just layers on so much pyro that she ends up, you know, doing being locked out of vaporizes. She can actually control herself and, you know, get the vaporizes going pretty well. But at the end of the day, I feel like burning will help her with AoE damage, so that will be pretty nice, especially when she uses her charge attack. Now, Thoma. I feel like Thoma's definitely gonna benefit, especially if you use him as a support for a Dendro carry or just a Dendro character, period. Due to the fact that he can provide a consistent amount of pyro so that your Dendro character can just literally sit there, stoke the flames, and keep the burning going and always triggering the reaction. Thoma's damage multipliers aren't really all that, but he is a great source of off-field pyro, and that, in my opinion, is going to be great for him. Now, as for Diluc is one of the characters that I feel like burning's not going to do much for him in an optimal setting. Diluc is just a beast with vaporize and melt comps. You've seen it. Not to mention the fact that he can control when he vaporizes and melts off of his elemental skill. It's just too good to really give up for burning. But at the end of the day, play him how you want to. That's all that matters. Now, Klee layers on so much pyro. She has her skills, she has her burst, she has her normal attack / charge attack. And the best part is that she can do that all at once. Like, she's just throwing pyro at you. So she's definitely going to keep the pyro aura on the enemies. So in my opinion, burning's going to be great for her because she doesn't have the greatest multipliers for melt and vaporize, but she has more than enough pyro application where you can keep those flames going. Now, in the case of Hu Tao just ends things too quick. The damage over time for burning is great, especially for a character like Klee, due to the fact that she can't end a fight right away. But Hu Tao is on the complete opposite spectrum. Hu Tao can end a fight almost instantly in some cases, and her vaporized team comp is just too strong. So I don't think burning's going to be insane for Hu Tao, but it's probably still going to be fun. Now, finally is Yoimiya. And in my opinion, this was really tough to decide because Yoimiya with burning will probably have a lot better AoE application for her damage due to the fact that burning does a small radius hit whenever the reaction occurs. But at the same time, she is great with, you know, vaporize and some weird melt setups that people do too. So at the end of the day, I feel like this is just one we'll have to test. Now, guys, don't get it twisted. This is literally just my opinion, and I feel like none of it can even really be validated until we actually get 3.0 and we can actually test it ourselves. So these are just my thoughts and opinions. Keep them in your head, but when the patch finally drops and we can finally play with Dendro, please test for yourselves and see what you like. At the end of the day, though, I do find burning to be quite an interesting reaction, and I really do want to see what it does for Pyro in the future. But until then, we'll just have to wait until Sumeru finally arrives. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and Embers, remember to keep burning bright. Until next time, this is Final, and I guess all I gotta really say is Latom. Oh, and guys, if you enjoyed the video, consider hitting that subscribe button, and please drop a like for your homie. Until then, though, take it easy, and Latom again.
I stay cooking in the stove like I'm Jean Lane. Get too close, I put that flame on you like Hu Tao mates. Try to run, you won't get far. My gun, you got sniper aim. One day when we find our sibling, we'll see brighter days. Yeah, wishing for brighter days, wishing for finer things, like a 5-star name. Yeah, I'm addicted to pain, keep on wishing again. Bitch, I want everything.